Diane Magras grew up on Mount Desert Island. As a Mainer, she always has been really interested in writing, but she's just now releasing her very first novel. She joins us with kind of a sneak peek of what this is. Thanks for coming in, Diane.
Thanks so much for having me.
So, first published novel. How does that feel?
It feels incredible. I've been writing since I was 14 years old, and this has been my dream, to have a novel in the world. And it's frankly quite unbelievable that it's happening, that today it's out, it's real.
Give us a brief synopsis of The Mad Wolf's Daughter.
It's the story of a girl named Dressed, who is the youngest of a pretty vicious war band. At the beginning of the novel, her father and brothers are captured by enemy knights who invade her homeland, and she's left. She escapes. She's the only one who can rescue them. They're about to be hanged at the castle where they're being held. She goes off to save them. She takes along with her an injured enemy knight she finds. She's going to trade him for one of her family. She's never been off her homeland, the headland where she grows up. And it's a journey through the unfamiliar. She gets to know who her family really is and have adventure after adventure on her way.
So, tough woman.
Tough, tough, tough girl who is totally comfortable in her skin and in her identity as a warrior.
I was reading that you are very intrigued by Scotland, specifically
yes.
medieval Scotland. Why is that?
Gosh, I'm obsessed by all things medieval. I'll just be honest about that. You bring a castle and a sword into it, and I'll follow it. I think for me, and Scotland is just a fabulous country. It's a scrappy northern country. I love England, so don't imagine I don't, but Scotland has always stood up to its richer southern neighbor, and there's something admirable about how comfortable Scotland has been in what it is and who it is. So that's always appealed to me. The medieval period that I write about is the most exciting part of Scottish history in my mind, from the 1000s along to the end of the 1400s. There was a lot of action. There was a lot of interesting issues around the borders, I think, as well. And I just find that period fascinating, because there was constant war back and forth across the Scottish borders, and there were people who were very similar on both sides. So how you fight with your neighbors when your neighbors are just like you, that's something that has always interested me and appears a bit in this book, how people who consider themselves enemies may not be enemies if they actually get to know each other.
Living in this state, we have a lot of really great authors. You know, Stephen King's a big name that we think of. Did any of that influence you as a Maine girl growing up?
Gosh, I certainly read Stephen King. He lived right up the road in some ways in Bangor from me. So I just knew that there was a rich culture of writers in Maine, and that definitely made me feel as a young person that I could be a writer. That was a really nice feeling to have, to know that that would be possible.
What is your favorite part about this novel?
I love Dressed's relationship. My protagonist's name is Dressed. I love her relationship with her family. She has this really tough, villainous family, and they are so sweet to her because she's one of them, and they support her. One of the really fun things to write was her being this really tough girl with a sword, and untraditional for women and girls of her time, and her family just support her. All the men of her family she's one of them, she's who she is, and they know she's a girl and they're proud of her. They never try to challenge her being a girl doing what she's doing. That's probably my favorite, and the warmth between them, having these really nasty men be super, super nice to her.
All right, Diane Magras, thanks so much for coming in, and congratulations
on
the new book. The book is called The Mad Wolf's Daughter, and it is in stores now, and 207 will be right back.